Tony Smith. It's 4 wins from 5 now, but this is their biggest test, though they've never lost to Wigan here. Let's take a last-minute check on the way the two teams will line up here tonight. The Wolves have got Richard Mathers at full-back. He was a Wiganer until about a month ago. Then it's King, Griggs, Bridge and Riley, Breers and Monaghan. Up front it's Morley, Clark, Carvel, Louis Anderson, Westwood and Vinnie Anderson. And on the bench it's Rauhihi, Hyam, Wood and Harrison. The coach is Tony Smith, who's only got the likes of Paul Johnson and Chris Hicks out injured right now. Wigan have got Richards at full-back, Roberts, Gleeson, who was at Warrington a month ago, Phelps and the exciting talent of young Sean Ainscough on the wing. Tompkins and Lulawai is the half-back. Forwards, Fielden, McIlorum, Coley, Hock, Joel Tompkins and O'Loughlin, who is the captain of the side at loose forward. And on the bench, it's Riddell, Palliasina, Hansen and Prescott. The coach is Brian Noble. Well, the Wigan Warriors will know that 6 of the 7 games last weekend were won by the team playing away from home. But can they claim their first ever win at the Halliwell Jones Stadium? They've lost all 5 in Super League here. Plus, they lost a Challenge Cup semi-final to the Catalan Dragons on this pitch in 2007. It is hardly the happy hunting ground for Wigan Warriors. Warrington Wolves are 2 points adrift of Wigan with the game in hand, so this is such an important fixture. Matt King returns tonight after missing the win at Hull. Paul Johnson, Chris Hicks still absent. Otherwise, no one else is injured as we pass the halfway mark of the season. They've won 3 of 6 here so far this year. And Wigan, strangely enough, have won 3 of 6 away from home. Better form on the road than they have shown so far at home. Last Friday's defeat against Hull Kingston Rovers was their 5th reverse for Wigan on home soil. Now then, before the match starts here, we have a minute's silence to observe, because Warrington Wolves as a club was deeply saddened to hear of the passing of the former player Derek Noonan, who played in the 1974 Challenge Cup final. He made his debut at centre on the 2nd of October 1971 in a 16-18 defeat to Hull at Wilderspool. Derek was a regular in the team over the next few years in what was one of Warrington's most successful periods in their history. He played in the centre in Warrington's 4 major trophy-winning sides of the 1973-74 season. He was a classy centre, Derek Noonan, whose defence was very strong. He also had pace that allowed him to play at stand-off or out on the wing. He made 147 appearances for Warrington, including 7 as a sub, 34 tries. He was selected by England for the 1975 World Cup in Australia, scored 5 tries in 5 appearances for Lancashire. He had been ill for some time, and of course we send our deepest sympathy to his family here tonight. Derek Noonan was a true gentleman. He was always smiling, and he will be sadly missed. We will now observe a minute's silence. So now it's Warrington against Wigan here, or put another way, Tony Smith against Brian Noble. Tony Smith, 2 wins from 3 grand final appearances while at Leeds. Noble, 3 wins from 5 at Bradford. They are the 2 most successful coaches of the Super League era. Only Ian Millward has won more than 1 Old Trafford grand final since 1998. So Pat Richards is about to get this game underway. One of the most eagerly anticipated 80 minutes of the season, and a great kick-off from Richards. It bounced about a metre from the dead ball line, bounced over the heads of Gareth Carvel and company. That is a fantastic start for Wigan.
Unbelievable kick there. They really should have called for it. And they got caught out, and they are under pressure within the opening 25 seconds. You've got to shout for it. Gareth Carvel really should have gone for it.
Outstanding kick-off from Pat Richards, that was. And that's why Wigan are in possession here with McIlorum. McIlorum having a go at the Warrington defence, hauled down though there by Gareth Carvel. Tompkins at dummy half. This now is Sean O'Loughlin. And O'Loughlin will get them to within 10 metres of the Warrington line. McIlorum waits at dummy half again, will go down the blind side. This is Joel Tompkins. Tompkins trying to battle his way to the line, and he's held up by 4 white jerseys. That's the last one here for Wigan, this opening set of 6. Not the best pass, picked up his bootlaces. Charge down, this will be 6 to go.
Should be.
And it is.
Certainly went for it. And even more pressure onto them.
Gleeson was the man who dropped on the loose ball. This now Amos Roberts. Enormous pressure on the Warrington line in the opening 2 minutes of this match. McIlorum waits again at dummy half, 20 metres away, finds Andy Coley. And Coley is grounded.
Stood still was Coley, really should have been coming onto that ball.
Here now is Lulawai. Showed it to Field and gave it to Gareth Hock. Breers with the tackle on Hock. He halted him. Anderson finished him off. That was Louis Anderson with help from Ben Westwood. McIlorum, the pass to Lulawai. Again it's played out, and again Wigan will get another set of 6. It came off Gareth Carvel, who did make a play for it. Richards has it back for Wigan. Well, this is the 3rd set of 6 in the opening 2 minutes.
And this is where you normally get points on the board. Hawk has released it.
Ball went backwards. McIlorum at dummy half. Field and hit that.
Surely they'll get the kick in again.
Tompkins slides it through, it bounces, it's a try for Cameron Phelps. Warrington haven't touched the ball yet. The kick-off from Richards has caused a mayhem at the start, and Brian Noble's men have come up with the first try. They have to do 3 successive sets of 6, 18 tackles on the 18th. Cameron Phelps touches down with the first try. Wigan ahead.
And fully deserved, Eddie. You've got to apply the pressure. And normally when you get 3 sets on the trot, you come up with points on the board. And Cameron Phelps knew exactly where that was going. They have not touched the ball, and they should have really taken it. Carvel should have screamed for that and taken it away. This was a kick away. Morley got his foot to it. He played it. Then this was the second one, which Carvel went to. Look at Richards. He points to Ben Taylor, says we want it. And then we get the kick from Sam Tompkins. And Phelps goes straight through. Fantastic rugby league football. It doesn't come much better than that, and this is what it means to be a travelling supporter.
From bang in front, Richards doesn't make mistakes with those. What a start for the Wigan Warriors. They've never won on this ground. They lead by 6 points to 0. Warrington have not touched the ball yet, other than off the feet, off the legs, and Cameron Phelps' try improved by Pat Richards, and Wigan have a 6-point start. Draw breath, gentlemen. What a start.
I thought Wigan looked fantastic, and I tell you what, if they support Michael McIlroy when he runs from acting halfback like he has done on 2 occasions, and run into some of the gaps in the Warrington line, he'll cause even more trouble. He's looked good, the number 17 to start.
How about that for a hit? Fielden came charging out, and Vinnie Anderson came up with another big hit on the prop forward. Well, just the start we probably wanted. McIlroy. Warrington haven't had hands on the ball yet. All they've done is kick off and put the foot to it, and now they concede a penalty. Westwood all over the top as they tried to play the ball.
Well, it's all one-way traffic at the moment. Warrington coach Tony Smith will be saying, come on, we need the football. Desperation. But when you get off to a start like this, the adrenaline is pumping through the body. And this is where the big fellas wind up.
What a start for Wigan. They've had all of the possession. 28 tackles Warrington have had to make. Wigan, of course, haven't had to make any yet because Warrington haven't had the ball in their hands yet.
And look at the surge by Coley as well, getting over the advantage line. Warrington, they're not getting that one-liner defence sorted out. They're all at sea at the moment.
Hock plays it to McIlroy. Here is Sam Tompkins. Tompkins then gives a short ball, and it could be in here again. He's over the line.
Not got it down, though.
Tompkins held up.
He is. He thinks he's got him down. They celebrate, but I don't see that ball hitting terra firma. He came at the right moment. They got to him eventually. Mathers smothered him. That ball hasn't touched the ground. No way, sirree. This will be no try, and boy, will it be a relief for the Wolves. It's right on the body of Mathers.
Yeah, but is he still moving? Has he got the ball down there?
I don't think so. It's very difficult to see.
Benefit of doubt.
Well, surely his momentum has been stopped.
No, it's nowhere a try. Richard Mathers has got some making up to do after the kick-off. I think he was probably tasked with the job of trying to catch Pat Richards' kick-off to start this match.
What does the video referee Ian Smith say? No try, but the tackle count continues. The tackle count will continue.
Well, Ian Smith, the video ref, has got it absolutely spot on. Full credit to Richard Mathers. Got his body right underneath it, but they've still got to endure another 2 play the balls. 2 tackles. Warrington, their heads must be spinning around. Wigan, they don't know where the ball is. Have they done that on purpose? It's like a boxer being knocked out and the referee hasn't started the count.
This is Sean O'Loughlin. That's the last tackle this set of 6. Can they get another repeat set? Can they get a 6-point try? Oh, they're going to get an extra set of 6. Amos Roberts was hunting the kick through.
You talk about applying the pressure, and that is exactly what Wigan are doing. Against Hull last week, Warrington were all at sea in the first 40 minutes. To their full credit, they fought back, especially through their big forwards, but they just can't get hold of that pill, the ball. It's that wide thing that Breers is kicking.
Monaghan to the rescue for Warrington. Back they come again. Hulkinson Rovers lead Castleford 4-0. 4 matches taking place tonight. Look out at the bottom of your screens throughout the course of this game. We'll keep you in touch with all the scores. Match reports in Super League Extra Time, which follows the live action here via the red buttons, or these days also on the web. This now is Thomas Luluai. Well, I wonder what the record is for a team never having the ball at the start of a match in the Super League since 1996. This is now coming up to the 7.5 minute, and Warrington haven't touched the ball with their hands as yet. Here now is Fielden, and Fielden goes down under the tackle from Morley and Chris Bridge. Here's the last one for Wigan.
Dribble it in the in-goal again.
There they go high this time, and the ball is flipped back, and it could be a try for Amos Roberts.
Was someone taken out in back play?
Or was it a Wigan hand in the air that knocked the ball forward? The ball certainly went back in the end. Has Roberts scored the second try? Is he onside?
Just.
5 last. Mick!
Luluai gets it away at the very last moment. I think the man was committed that came into him. Is there any obstruction as the man trying to get for the ball? Has anybody gone for it? No. I think this is going to be a try. I don't think he got a finger to it. They're all pointing to the official Ben Thaler. This will show it a bit clearer. Monaghan goes for it.
They're still looking at offside, Steve-O, here. They still cannot make their mind up about offside, but that looks all right.
I think it's spot on.
Now they'll see what happens in the air here.
Now, does it get a touch before it gets anywhere near Michael Monaghan? This is the one they're looking at. Oh, I think he does get a touch. I think there's fingertips here. They're reaching high. They're reaching high. And I think Richards has just got a fingertip to that. It's very slight indeed. He certainly got there before Monaghan. I think there's a touch of that. This is a difficult one. Yeah, I think he goes forward. I think the momentum's there. I think you'll find out that Pat Richards has been deemed to have touched the football, and this will be no try, but he's having another look, though. Here's a video referee, Ian Smith.
I think in real time, Steve-O, that the flight of the ball just altered. The very slightest.
Yeah.
But it only needs a slight one for the ball to be knocked forward, and it's a knock-on.
Well, this is at regular time, and I think that they'll give that as a knock-on. I will be very surprised if Ian Smith, and boy, there'll be a few relieved Wolves fans here underneath our gantry.
Interestingly enough, though, they are checking the grounding. They've checked the grounding. I wonder what Ian Smith makes of this. The try's denied, and it's the handover. Well, there were so many things there for Ian Smith to tick off before he could give the decision, and Tony Smith breathes a little sigh of relief, and Pat Richards deemed to have knocked the ball on. So at last, here we are, 8 minutes on the watch, and Warrington will have use of the football.
They'll also be very grateful, Eddie, for the fact that the video referee has just taken 2 minutes to come out with that outcome, because they've had 2 minutes rest, which is sufficient for players really to recover after the defensive work they've done. They now have a tough job of clearing their own half of the field.
But Wigan will be very, very fresh indeed, because, as has been rightly pointed out, they've had all the ball.
Well, look at that. Warrington minus in terms of metres gained forward, 0, and Wigan have made 154 metres in all those sets of 6 that they had.
And I suppose in many ways, Tony Smith will be happy with the fact that they're only 6 points down. It could have been ball game, could have been 18-0.
Briers with a kick downfield, but not the best. Richards fumbled, but the ball went backwards, says Ben Thaler, and then Richards slips on the turf.
Well, there, did you know, I think Lee Briers tried to kick the ball out of play, again, to buy a bit of respite from this onslaught from Wigan.
Might be right. It was just a question of, let's get out of here. Cameron Phelps, the scorer of the try, will get to his feet and play the ball to McIlorum. Here is Andy Coley.
Can they keep the Warriors well inside their own half? They're going early, not waiting till the last. Oh, it's a poor kick.
Richard Mathers is underneath that. Mathers will run the ball back at his former Wigan colleagues, and it's the former Warrington man, Martin Gleeson, who got to him first up. Here now is Simon Griggs.
Quick thinking as well.
Last week against Hull for Simon Griggs.
Quick thinking as well from Griggs there. He knew that Wigan just a little bit slow.
Let's go down to Bill on the sideline.
Big problems for Wigan at the moment, because Martin Gleeson is in all sorts of trouble out on the wing at the moment. A clash of heads, I think, with Richie Mathers when he went in to make that tackle as Mathers brought the ball back. Gleeson came away, and I think there's a nasty cut on his head at the moment, and he's just looking a bit shaky on his feet.
Here is Brett, meanwhile, attacking down the other side. Gleeson, yeah, there's blood there, getting back into the defensive line. Clark at dummy half. Briers slides the kick in along the greasy surface. Been raining here for much of the day. Roberts picks it up, safe as houses. Saints ahead against Harlequins.
Oh, look at the claret all over the face of Martin Gleeson.
Shouldn't be on the field.
Certainly made contact. Bloodbean has to come into it.
He's being attended to in back play by the physio. I think she's just signalled that perhaps there is a stitch or two needed there. McIlorum tips the ball inside. It's Joel Tompkins who has it. Good hit, though, by Gareth Carvel. Richards will boom this one downfield, and it's spiralling into the arms of Mathers. Mathers showed it to Matt King. Takes the tackle. Interesting, he said that the Wigan players with tongue-in-cheek were offering £5 for the best hit on Richard Mathers tonight.
I'm not so sure it was tongue-in-cheek either. Well, he's in all sorts of trouble, isn't he, Martin Gleeson? They've got to do something about it.
Well, the official should. He shouldn't be out there. He should be off the field. He should be in the blood bin, no question.
Yep.
This is Morley.
Nice short ball as well. They're getting into the swing of things. Let's face it, all Warrington have done is tackle so far.
This is Monaghan. Good ball wide to Simon Griggs. And Griggs gets the ball away. Does he know it's a knock on? The referee brings them back. But interestingly enough, it was Gleeson who was involved in that tackling there that stopped the possible Warrington try. I don't know how many times we've got to show Gleeson's face on the big screen. He's got to be off.
Well, I can't believe that the officials out there can't signal to him. This is the fourth time that they've gone out with a towel.
No, it's not. Here we go.
It's just not stopping.
Wait there, please, guys. Guys,
It needs stitches, that's for sure. He'd have done a super glue.
Putting a plaster on it.
And now he's noticed it.
Here we go, Mick. Stay there.
There's the incident.
I'm not so sure as that. I think he had a clash of heads in a tackle further downfield about 3-4 minutes ago.
I thought it was involving Richard Mathers, wasn't it?
Yes, I think it was. He's involved with just about everything, mind you, Gleeson, isn't he? But certainly a clash of heads or something. Anyway, there's blood there, and Wigan still lead by 6 points to 0. What a start.
As I say, it could virtually have been, this game could have been absolutely over. But it's not, and full credit to Warrington, they've survived, and that'll be an error. Well, I'm not so sure there's any advantage, and the referee agrees with myself.
Tompkins, a big hit.
Ready, fellas.
What a difference he could have made if that try was given to Joel Tompkins, and of course Roberts touchdown. Deemed that Richards just got a hand to the ball.
Breers with the cut-out pass finds Chris Bridge, who goes inside Cameron Phelps, or tries to. Good defence from Luluai. Here's Matt King. Matt King will remember the match here against Wigan last year when he was cleaned out by his teammate Richie Mathers now. I say remember it, maybe he doesn't remember much about it, to be fair, because he was out before he hit the deck.
I agree with that one, Eddie, but what another great run by Adrian Morley. We saw in the last quarter last week against Hull, he really lifted his side, and now that ball is being knocked down. It was a big hit on Monaghan.
It was. Roberts picks up the pieces.
I think it was Tompkins that got him. Joel, that is, the second rower.
Here is Andy Coley.
Boy, we knew this was going to be a tough one, but it is sensational.
Well, Warrington lift for Wigan, don't they, John? They really do.
They certainly do, but Wigan have certainly lifted for Warrington as well tonight. The start has been absolutely sensational. It'll be very interesting, because I think Warrington have done marvellously well to hang on in there. But it'll be interesting to see if it takes the petrol out of the tank for later in the game.
Here is Fielden, and he will get to his feet and play the ball here to McIlorum. By the way, Wigan had about 4 cuts last week, which meant in the game against Hulkingston Rovers last Friday night, they ran out of substitutes late on. They didn't have anyone. Coley here is penalised for a high shot on Mathers. He wins the fiver then, perhaps.
Well, he might win a fiver, but I don't think he'll get a pat on the back by his coach, Brian Noble. Good kick and chase, got themselves into a good position, give away a silly penalty like that. There's one thing playing it rough, there's another playing it tough, and there's another one playing it completely.
Breers will restart the match here. This is Westwood. Westwood halted by Phelps and Hock. Clark gives it to Carvel. Warrington gradually getting to the pace of the match after almost being blown off the Halliwell Jones Stadium in the opening 8 minutes. Clark will come the short side. It's Westwood. Tips it on to Bridge. Halted by Sam Tompkins. Clark dummy half. Morley. Breers. Looks left, finds Monaghan. Monaghan straightens it up. Tries to go between two. Steps out of one tackle. Brought down 10 metres away. 4 tackles gone for Warrington. John Clark waits. Here is Breers. Breers stabs it looking for Bridge. Well picked up by Ainscough. Ainscough gets out of trouble well for Wigan.
Tremendous work by the youngster Sean Ainscough. Anticipated they were going early. Came off the whitewash. Came in behind his own defence. It was superb work.
There he is, Sean Ainscough. 13 tries. Super League's top try scorer. Hasn't played though for about a month. Scored 4 and whisper it quietly with John Keir on the gantry with us. Scored 4 against Wakefield not long ago.
It won't be long before he scores another as well, Eddie.
You're right, John. It's no disgrace to concede 4 tries to that young man. He's got it all.
Pretty lucky there that John Clark was not penalised. To me, he failed to get back the required 10.
Surrender.
This is Riley. One of the cameos tonight as well, of course, will be Ainscough against Nat King. A young man starting out with his opposition tonight coming from the NRL a couple of years ago. 10 caps for Australia. And also 9 at representative honours. Here he is for New South Wales.
Swinging on by Gareth Hock there. The local crowd don't like it.
He gets the penalty. The chief executive, Andy Gatcliffe, in the local paper this week has called for the Warrington supporters to act as the 14th man and get on the back of the officials at every opportunity. I think they've read the paper.
Well, they normally don't need telling, do they? Let's face it. Most home crowds are usually on the back of the official, but this is where Warrington is starting to get the upper hand now, is that the big forwards, especially with Morley and Carvel, they're really going through.
Carvel gets Warrington to within 2-3 metres of the Wigan line. Plenty of tackles left. Here is Breers, pops it up to Westwood. Westwood stepping and so close.
Great tackle by
Lost the
Coley.
ball.
What a tackle by the prop forward, Andy Coley. Neat inside pass, brought him away, and then just when he was trying to get up and play the ball quickly, well, that was great play. Coley down low, Richards over the top, and another error.
He worked very well there, Steve-O, didn't he, Andy Coley from the inside, but he needed to, because he's been responsible for 2 penalties to give Warrington the field position.
Oh, Gleeson's lost it now. That was a massive hit on him by Vinny Anderson. Martin Gleeson, welcome back to Warrington. Oh, and Monaghan in there as well.
He felt it too. Raises a finger. Sorry, fellas. Down and will Warrington put on a set move from the base of the scrum.
Second handling error from Martin Gleeson tonight. Monaghan feeds and gives it to Breers. And Breers trying to jink his way to the line, trying to get away from Fielden and Hock. Can't do so, he goes down. No progress made forward. Breers will play the ball to Clark. Here is Westwood again. Westwood goes down, can't go anywhere without the legs. Clark again, Morley to Monaghan. Monaghan wide and finds Louis Anderson. Michael Monaghan at dummy half again. This is Paul Wood, a Wigan lad, born and bred. And Paul Wood gets it away to Clark. Clark to Breers. Breers fooled everyone, including Ben Westwood. He just ducked underneath that. Westwood tried to pick it up and lost it.
It was dipping, it wasn't the best pass, but the opportunity was there. They had the overlap as well.
You're right, Steve, it's 3v1. Ben Westwood takes the ball, 3v1 situation.
Oh, Lachlan's dropped it now. Here is Morley.
Oh, there's nerves of plenty out there.
Penalty, Tompkins all over Morley, stopping and playing the ball quickly. Penalty to Warrington in front of the sticks.
I'd tap this, I really would. I wouldn't worry about the 2 points. Get it tapped, that's what Clark's done.
He gives it to Paul Wood. And Wood on his 200th appearance tonight for the Warrington Wolves. He will get to his feet and play the ball. Finds Clark. Clark to Monaghan. Monaghan then to Vinnie Anderson. Vinnie Anderson is tackled by Amos Roberts and Sam Tompkins.
Super work from Roberts. Came in on the angle. Did not allow Anderson any room to move.
Great defence. Great defence from Wigan against Simon Griggs. John Clark fires the pass to Monaghan. Monaghan looks for the runners. It's Breers. Breers will float the kick to King. Too high.
Idea was absolutely brilliant. One of the tallest men in Super League. Matt King knew the opportunity was coming his way. Just couldn't get it.
Well, Tony Smith knows, and Jimmy Lowe's holding his head in his hands. Matt King is one of the tallest in the business. It was not really a full-throated effort to put that out the air.
Wasn't it marvellous work though from Lee Breers? He read the situation, sized it up in the blink of an eye, and almost got it just right.
6-0 Wigan, penalty Wigan. Paul Wood interfering with Gareth Hock as he got to his feet to play the ball. Well, their last away win against Warrington was on their last visit to the old Wilderspool ground. It's cross town and is a shadow of its former self. It was in August 2003, 18-16. It was remembered, that game, for amongst other things, as Mike Gregory's first match in charge of the Wigan Warriors. The late, great Mike Gregory, who is remembered, of course, every time Warrington and Wigan come together in the Super League. This is Prescott now for Wigan. Brian Noble's made a couple of significant changes. Big Palliasina's out there, so too is Riddell. He's just passed the ball to Hock. Good tackle by Ben Westwood. Riddell at dummy half. And Riddell will attack the line and give it to Luluai, who will in turn give it to O'Loughlin. He nearly got away from one challenge. They spread it wide. Once again, Joel Tompkins. Last tackle here for Wigan. A metre away from the line. Back it comes to Sam Tompkins. Slides the kick through. Thomas Luluai. Brilliant, though, in defence from Paul Wood.
Did ever so well, didn't he, Rod? He went behind him and he just had foresight to just lean out, drag it into him as quickly as possible. Warrington crowd don't like the fact they think that Wigan's well and truly offside. Ben Taylor says get on with it. Oh, big hit again.
Carrier is on and he's just had a word in the ear of Adrian Morley. Don't know whether there's anything wrong with the Warrington captain. Here is Matt King. He was nearly through. Halted by Prescott. Last tackle for Warrington, still inside their own half. Breers with the kick just to get out of trouble. Ball will bounce kindly though for Richards. Not the best kick from Lee Breers. Louis Anderson in there quickly to help out. Simon Griggs. Amos Roberts. This is Gleeson again.
Good going, John, well done. He's okay, is Mick? He's all right.
23 minutes gone, 6-0 Wigan. Palliasina for them. Bundles himself over the halfway line.
Oh, there, mate. Go.
Riddell.
That was a forward a mile. That was so lazy from Riddell. That should have been picked up by the touch judge on this near side.
High kick here from Luluai meanwhile. It's a good kick too. Riley's after this. Riley gets it.
Go.
Monaghan. Mathers. Trying to get away from Gleeson and Roberts. Can't do so. Monaghan waits again. Interestingly enough that Monaghan, with 7 on his back, operating at the moment as the dummy half, and that's of course the position that he made his name in really with the NRL.
Be interesting
There he is again.
Be interesting to see when Tony Smith throws out into the action Mickey Hyam. It certainly helped turn the game against Hull last week, and it's a good offload, but they weren't alerts. That was a golden opportunity. They've got to watch the man with the football.
Last tackle here. Breers has it. And Breers kicks it wide for King. That's better. Oh, and Bridge did ever so well to keep hold of that, but Luluai did enough.
Tremendous sub from Luluai. Great football from both sides. Breers, big fella, got it. Nice on the inside, but Thomas Luluai read it superbly.
One.
And you have to defend him for the first 10 minutes. Warrington were conservative then for the next 10 minutes. And I think that was sensible play. Low-risk options, players taking it forward. Now over the last 5 minutes, I think we're starting to see the more familiar Warrington side. Offloading when they can, longer passes, chip kicks over the top. This game's going to get even harder now.
Go, well done. Kick a clear, offside.
And Richards with a kick from inside
Give
the
him
40,
chance,
but straight down the middle, collected on the fly by Chris Riley. He sees Palliasina and Prescott closing in on him. Prescott gets to him first. Mathers finds Ben Harrison. One of the young breed here at Warrington is Ben Harrison, the Irish international, 20 years of age. Morley.
Pretty good defence by Wigan, though. They're making Warrington go into a one-off situation. But a little passing down that middle. They're coming in very quickly out on just off the fringe.
Paul Wood will get to his feet and play it to Clark. Here's Monaghan now. Was that charge down? Yes, it was. Yes, it was. So Mathers has a set of 6 again here for Warrington.
I think he had to give that because he raised his arms, so...
It was instinctive, wasn't it? Rauhihi is on for Warrington. O'Loughlin all over the top of him. Adrian Morley might have a problem. The physio was on talking to him not long ago, as I said. Here is Ben Harrison. The 10 metres away, Warrington. Monaghan. Monaghan then flicks it to Rauhihi. He's OK, though. Bill tells him to the touchline. Rauhihi loses the ball, you're right.
Well, again, golden opportunities just been frittered away by the home side. Oh, that was not deliberate, wasn't it? Palliasina didn't just go for the ball-carrying arm, he went for the ball itself.
Here we are, guys.
Tough to judge those, aren't they, for the referees? They are tough.
Out!
Well, he's known as Paul Rahi as a compulsive offloader. He always hangs the ball out there, so perhaps it's smart play from Palliasina.
Maybe so. Here is Richards.
Move!
He was certainly turning, wasn't he, looking as though he wanted to offload it.
Well, that's his style, we all know it.
That ball comes
That's a knock-on.
No, referee brings them back to the knock-on.
That's always another difficult call by the officials, in as much that it may squeeze out, but when you get the impact there, you can see Prescott's lost possession. But does it go backwards? He thought it did, not according to the man with the whistle.
Well, he lost possession, so that's deemed to be a knock-on in a collision, isn't it?
But some of these hits, boy.
Come on. Back, Gareth, keep going.
So Warrington's head and feed, 28 minutes gone, trailing 6-0. Clark has it. This is Monaghan. Pops the ball up then for Simon Griggs. And Bradford take the lead at Salford. There's not many points being scored so far tonight round the Engage Super League. There's 6 here, and it all at the moment belongs to Wigan. But Warrington, having had the most dreadful start, never touched the ball for 8 minutes. They're back in this match. Here is Breers. Breers to Westwood, short ball, Westwood just held up short of the line.
He could have gone for it, you know.
Mickey Hyam, Monaghan. Monaghan gives the pass
It's got to be
Harrison. Harrison, great defence out wide from Roberts. Griggs received that ball and immediately received the tackle.
You know, Westwood could have gone in for the try there, I'm sure, and it's a knock-on, another error. Well, this is becoming a nightmare for both coaches, Brian Noble and Tony Smith.
Well, we talk about the defensive work of the big fellas in the middle, but marvellous work from Roberts on the
He could have gone for it because the ball-carrying arm had not hit the deck, and he was still moving forward. He must have been going through his mind.
Head on the side of safety, though, Steve-O. I think he just pulled his arm in and thought, we'll take the next play, but that was diffused by Roberts. Superb wing defence.
Isn't this a fantastic Super League competition? 6 points here, 4 everywhere else in the other matches being played tonight.
It's a super game.
Sensational. Celtic Crusaders against the Catalan Dragons. Let's see how the Crusaders go after picking up their first ever win at Bradford last week. And don't forget, next Tuesday, join us here, Sky Sports 1, high definition HD1, channel 408, for Leeds and Hull FC. That will complete the round. Griggs receiving treatment on the run as Riddell finds Cameron Phelps. Last tackle here. Riddell gives it back to Richards. Richards
Offside, give him
hurries
10.
with the kick, really, straight up in the air.
He's on. Well,
Picked up on the bounce eventually by Chris Riley.
move!
Amos Roberts takes that and he's in. Mathers.
Well, to be fair to Roberts, he's the only one that really competing for it. Now then, what can we see from Mickey Hyam at the moment? 3 or 4 times he's been there dummy half. He has not tested the first and second marker. He's been happy to just offload.
Mickey Hyam, Wigan hooker last year, of course. Briers, great hands. Oh! Just in front of Bridge.
It was a shocking pass. Westwood knows it. Bridge looks at him and said, I was in. And he knows it too. Well, the chances are coming. You can see it was dipping down. And Bridge ruefully looks at his teammate, Ben Westwood. Says, give me a chance, mate.
10 metres, mate, goal line, mate.
That was a try, begging.
When you're not goal line.
Let's go down to Bill. Injury news. Any news on Morley? Billy's okay, is he?
Yeah, Adrian Morley's fine on the sidelines alongside Gareth Carr. Both of them having a breather. The worry is about Simon Griggs, who's got a bang on the head. I think there's blood there as well. Certainly he was going for the top. It's another clash there as he went in on that tackle on Pat Richards, I think it was. And so it really is a bruising, bloody affair out there. Gleeson with the cuts and bruises, and Griggs now as well on the opposite side.
This is Palliasina for the Wigan Warriors on halfway. He plays it to Riddell. This now is Gareth Hock. Hock wants to get on and play with quickly, which he does. Eventually finds Riddell. Riddell to Ainscough. Oh, Ainscough, was he taken out there by King?
Well, it looked like it. Not according to the officials. Wigan players looking at the touch judge on that near side. Or was he pushed by King? It appeared that way.
The leg instinctively shot out from Matt King, you know.
Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was Briers that got a fingertip touch. First run from Mickey Hyam.
Ever present for Wigan last 3 seasons. Ever present this season so far for Warrington. Mickey Hyam. Here is Monaghan. Great defence. Great defence from O'Loughlin.
Super stuff. And also it was good work there by Harrison Hansen when Mickey Hyam went that short blind side. Get there in numbers. There was only one way Monaghan was going, and that was over the whitewash.
Well, Tony Smith didn't get to see what Sean O'Loughlin could do at the international stage at last year's World Cup. Out, of course, with injury. With the forthcoming test match against France just a few weeks away. It'll be out to impress him here, the England coach, and show him just how good a back row forward he is.
He's an outstanding player, Phil, and I think he's often overlooked. We talk about the Wigan youngsters, the overseas stars, but if Sean O'Loughlin's playing well, Wigan tend to play well.
Tell you what, John, something's just crossed our minds here. We're watching 2 teams here outside the top 8. It says something about the Super League, doesn't it, when we get a match of this quality from 2 teams not in the playoff places.
It's a very, very high standard, isn't it, in all aspects of play.
Well, again, the scream for the forward pass, and I have to agree with them.
This is Tompkins. Briers did the job on Sam Tompkins.
It was always going to be a tremendous battle between the youngster, wasn't it? The experienced Briers.
Palliasina trying to flick them away like flies.
Nearly lost that, Palliasina.
Last one here for Wigan. Riddell. Luluai. Hoists the kick. Palm back. And picked up by Warrington. In the shape of Ben Harrison. Mathers. That was a high long from O'Loughlin. Came round the back.
That's silly play. We put the mocker on him. We praised him to the highest heavens, and then Brian Noble will be frustrated by this. That's the 3rd occasion when they've really had Warrington way down in their own quarter and then just squandered it away by lack of concentration, discipline.
34 minutes gone, a full-blooded affair, but we've only had 6 penalties. Warrington have had 4. Hyam waits. Rauhihi is on his shoulder. Steps out of the challenge of Riddell. Will play the ball here to Hyam, who scampers away. Hock got a hand to him. Clark helps it on further wide to Griggs. Griggs then finds Riley. Riley comes back to all the trouble. Sam Tompkins, Martin Gleeson, Griggs, Monaghan. Pops the pass up to Rauhihi.
A little bit more for the dummy runners needed by the Wolves. That's good refereeing. Good refereeing.
High, this is Hyam. Gives the ball to Paul Wood. Last tackle here for Wigan.
Stabbing the in-goal area.
Breers has it, he's the man. A chip to the in-goal area, looking for King. He's got it this time! Matt King! Try is given without reference upstairs. And that was a far better effort, obviously, from Matt King to pluck that ball out of the air. He rose this time, used his full height. And as he came down, just dropped on the ball. And Warrington, after a horror start to this match, they're only trailing now by 2 points because Matt King has just come up with his 6th try of the season.
If you've got the advantage in height, then you've got to take it. And he certainly did. That was a wonderful leap, wasn't it? Sean Ainscough was left planted. It's mine. You can forget about it. It's all about the timing. And Matt King, back from injury, receives the applause from the home crowd. But that Mr. Breers yet again with a sensational kick into the corner. There was one about 10 minutes earlier, he just couldn't get to it. Pressure on this man, Chris Bridge.
Indeed so, it is Chris Bridge. And Bridge measuring the kick and just the wrong side of the uprights. 6-4, Wigan.
Sensational try. I know there's quite a few people in rugby league that said that from a kick, the try should be of a lower number. But I think it is a great part of our game. When you've got men like Lee Breers, John, you've got to utilise it.
Well, I just can't understand that it'd be count for less because the skill level is equally as high, Steve-O. The skill from Breers there, he virtually landed that ball right on Ainscough's head, and King just leapt superbly.
This time Mathers does not take a chance with the kick-off from Richards. And he made sure he got to that ball before it bounced. We're watching two great attacking sides here tonight. Warrington 54 tries, Wigan 62 before this game got going. So it's 55-63 at the moment. And we have a couple of minutes to go to half-time, and Wigan have got the possession coming up here because Paul Wood has been judged to have knocked the ball on. Warrington appealing the ball was reefed away from him.
It bobbled anyway. Another big hit from Sean O'Loughlin. They're not done yet. Wigan, what they got up their sleeves?
Well, they're scheming something, there's no doubt about that. Luluai looking behind the scrum.
Roberts or Richards? Will the big fella come in from the full-back?
I think it's Gleeson. I'd try and put the ball in Martin Gleeson's hands whenever possible.
Here is Gleeson, fed by Tompkins, finds Phelps. Breers was all over him. Plays the ball to Gleeson, being booed, where a month ago here he was the hero. Tompkins plays the ball. Breers is an offside position, couldn't touch Ainscough then.
He did
Ainscough. The referee's given offside.
He allowed the advantage because Breers definitely made contact in an offside position. It's a tap and burst from the line. Palliasina's got to be wound up for this, surely.
And Helens are increasing the lead against Harlequins. Riddell, Tompkins, Palliasina. Important set of 6 this for both sides. Wigan score here, given a great lift into half-time. Hock, ball palmed down by Breers, knock on. Another scrum coming up. More pressure in the last minute on the Warrington line. Wigan should be racing to the scrum here. They're not.
It's always a big gamble, isn't it? To be fair, Matt King had kept out wide. And Lee Breers gets a hand to it.
Here we go, guys.
Less than a minute to go.
This referee eventually stops the clock. Luluai feeds the scrum. Here is Tompkins. Tompkins pops it up to Gleeson. And Gleeson bounces away from a couple. It's Tompkins! It's Sam Tompkins! And Ben Harrison got to him with help from Riley. Roberts to Riddell. Luluai. O'Loughlin. Wide to Ainscough. Ainscough is collared by Bridge.
That's two, Ian. Two. Move.
They've only got about one tackle left. Will they go for the kick early?
Luluai, yes they do. It ricochets. Bridge is there. Bridge will touch down. Goal line drop out. We won't have any time for that. There's the half-time siren. Fantastic first half. A tremendous first half. But is Brian Noble a little frustrated that for all their possession early in the match, 8 minutes before Chris Bridge and co got the ball in their hand,